Hey, it's King McKay, and we just got the finale for Season 5 of Vikings, Part A. And boy, did it resolve nothing. But hey, we got this preview for Episode 11, so maybe we can see a glimmer of hope of some kind of resolving of this plotline in there. So join me as we dive right into this.
The war is not over.
Okay, so the first shot has some big revelations. Straight away, we see that Hickman's been allowed to leave or survived or escaped the Northmen and has got back to England. 2, he's clearly leading a force of Englishmen, their pre-version of the Knights Templar, against Viking forces, probably Ivar. As I said, he was really meant to just be there to get in relationship with Ivar, a lot of the different Northmen, understand their war tactics, fight with them, and become this really good rival for Ivar back in England for this next half season. And wow, does it seem like the production value is not going to slow down for this other half season. We see a whole line of fire, which is some kind of trap, either by Ivar or by Hickman. Looks like it's more like Hickman because Ivar's forces seem like a bad position, trapped off, split off maybe. That way the Hickman can come in with his troops, clean out half his army while the other just sits there on the side of the fire, doing nothing. This could be a really good foreshadowing for a massive, awesome rivalry between Ivar and Hickman, where they have huge battles, back and forward, clever fighting. This is showing huge promise for that entire storyline. And we also have this narration of the seer saying the war is not over, but this is narrated over the English fighting Ivar, so it could mean that this entire fight we see with Ivar could have been begged on or approved by Lagertha as some kind of proxy revenge, giving Hickman even more reasons and conviction to fight Ivar ruthlessly and hard, right to the end of the world. Or, it could just be that Vikings editor was like, you know what, he's talking about war, this is the clip of a war, 2 and 2 fit.
Going into the dark.
Okay, let's look at these snapshots real quick. It's just basic snapshots of all the major players we'll be seeing in this next season, real quick off. First, clearly Ivar's going to be a very big character in this next season. We'll talk about it a little bit more when he comes to this other little part of the trailer, which has a lot more of him. And then we have Lagertha aging for the first time ever. As Rolor and Ragnar and Björn and everyone's aged up and given wrinkles by the makeup department, they've kept Lagertha beautiful as hell. They've even aged her down, probably. But it seems this defeat, this final battle, killing of Astrid, has finally made it so that she just aged all at once. Personally, the new look would be quite cool. It shows a kind of desperate change we saw with Ragnar, and really gives you a sense of how old she's supposed to be and not what she is. Of course, Uber's still alive and he's going to be doing a lot more stuff in the next season. We saw that prophecy with the seer, and Margaret is just getting crazier and weirder, and please can Vikings just kill her already? And clearly, as we said before, Hickman's going to be way bigger this season. He's going to be a huge rival. I have high expectations for him. And also, Vixit's not out of the picture. He's got so much more he can change, so much more he can add as a character. He's the only one that had a real conversation with Rolor before he's about to rock up in here and just change everything. He had the huge conflict with Ivar in the mid-season finale. He had that big confrontation with Uber, so clearly Uber still cares for him, not willing to kill him, but Ivar's quite bitter, doesn't trust him at all. And technically there's still quite a lot of awesome history for his character. And then, of course, there's Björn, who is still going to be in the picture. It seems like he's not given up fighting yet. As long as Lagertha draws on slowly, he will be part of this fight. He won't just escape to the Mediterranean, which what I hoped he was going to do, but he does definitely need to meet up with Rolor, same with Lagertha. Also, Ivar by proxy killed his son, his wife, and a whole bunch of the people he cared about, so he's going to be pretty mad. All in all, a decent amount of characters to work with, a lot of wiggle room, a lot of relationships to build up, really cool things that could be happening with Hickman and Ivar, really cool things that could be happening with Vixen, and I cannot wait to see how Lagertha dies. I mean, she could still live, just long-term character thing. Psh, psh.
People of Kattegat, we have a great sacrifice! This is Lagertha!
Straight away, we're getting some kind of empire, authoritarian dictator vibe from Ivar here. We got the unison marching troops with the fucking flames walking forward. We got some red banners up. He's like all emperor-like, huge makeup, powerful expressions, color, crown, everything. Okay, let's take a quick break to look at this Ivar symbol we have here. Let's enhance on that image. Enhance. 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 Oh, wait, go back. So Ivar's sigil is a black vortex with the sun in the middle on a red field. So either Ivar has a really advanced knowledge of astrophysics and how suns actually form black holes, or it's a metaphor how he literally sucks the light out of everything. Back to the video. Also, the common folk are very scared and oppressed, which is always the typical traits of a dictator. Making public executions with his own creepy looking banner. Grade A ruler there. Now, also interesting, we see this character behind him, a female dressed up in a similar kind of garb with some kind of crown on, so that could be that girl we saw, that slave he let free who totally dodged that sacrifice bullet. So we may be introduced to her more next season, and she'll get right back to inflating his ego and making him more crazy. And of course, we have that very loud claim that he's got Lagertha. So we could be having some awesome heist from Bjorn, some trap, this could just be bait from the editor. But all in all, we don't know, we just don't have enough footage, but it will be a really interesting storyline around him still trying to track down and defeat Lagertha once and for all. So that's a very short preview. I'd love to hear what you guys think about Ivar, Hickman, Lagertha, Bjorn, Hedvigset, everyone that could be happening in this next half season. So make sure if you're not already to subscribe to this channel, because not only do you have an awesome review coming and some other awesome theory content in between now and then the next half season arrives, but I'll also be covering all the kind of stuff you would see in this season, that next half season as well, so make sure to come here, the one-stop shop for Vikings.